So much of Pennsylvania is covered in beautiful farms. And I came down to Latrobe to visit Chef Greg and his wife Ashley to see how they're using the land. Ashley, Greg, how you guys doing?
Hey,
Good.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Thanks for having me out.
Absolutely.
This is beautiful.
Thank you. Welcome.
Great to see you.
It's wonderful to have you.
This is an amazing farm you guys have.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Is this an actual working farm you live on?
We raise chickens. We use their eggs for some of our pickling products. We try to grow as much as we can and put in the jars here. We call it sort of farm to jar. That's our philosophy, our passion, and our pride here on our farmland.
I would love to get some eggs.
All right, let's go.
Have at
Where do we
it.
start? Beautiful Pennsylvania farm. I can't wait to see what Chef Greg and Ashley are growing. And more importantly, what they're pickling. To be honest, I'm also hoping to get a chance to walk that chicken. I'm Steve Ford, and I was born and raised right here in PA. I'm lucky enough to know a lot of the hidden treasures and tasty treats sprinkled all across our state.
Cheers. Cheers, gentlemen. Yes.
But I don't know them all. So I figured it was time to hop in the car and take a road trip to see what I might be missing. This might help me to be in your garden because I actually had a successful garden this year for the first time in my
Awesome.
ever.
Good, yeah.
And I don't know what to do with all this stuff. So this is like great.
That's actually how our whole business started. We had a restaurant in Greensburg, and our guests would bring stuff at the end of the year from their garden and ask us to use it in the kitchen or do something with it. So we would use some of it and we'd put some of it up. We'd start pickling some of it and we'd put it behind our bars, decorations. And then people would actually ask to buy the product from behind the bar. So we turned it into a pickling business.
Now you're lucky enough to be out here.
Yeah,
I know,
definitely.
right?
Fantastic. So you guys have been on this farm for 6 years.
Cheers. Yep.
2016.
Did you have cock-a-doodle-doo yourself?
I know, right?
Did you have any farm experience before coming here and deciding you want to be farmers?
I was never a farmer. My grandparents had farms back in Texas, and Ashley has a lot more experience with it than I.
Yeah, well, that's some, right?
I mean, my grandparents had a farm, and I was a 4-H'er growing up. But I was like the city girl. Right now we're getting about a dozen eggs a day. Hi, girls.
Hey, chickens. Oh, wow, look, they're colorful, too.
Yeah.
They're not going to get mad at us.
Thanks,
right?
Pete. I mean, hopefully not.
Hopefully. Look, I'm all for pickling eggs, but not if it means getting murdered by an angry chicken.
Yeah.
I thought they would be over here trying to protect them a little more.
It's a little late in the day,
Yeah.
so they're like,
So this
forget
is,
it, I'm ready for dinner.
Well, thank you, ladies. Let's go pickle these eggs.
All right, awesome.
Absolutely. Good job, girls.
Turns out when you hang with the Pickled Chef, you pickle things.
So we kind of alternate between the eggs and the beets. Kind of pack them in there.
Ready?
You want to pack them down as much as you can so they don't float in the brine. So they're covered with the brine.
All right, some classic
I'm going to
beet
put a couple
brine.
more in there. Awesome.
So what is the brine?
So the brine is a traditional beet brine.
smells.
Brown sugar, white sugar, cider vinegar. There's cloves, cinnamon, allspice. There's no
Cinnamon, spice, and everything nice.
Yes, definitely.
Can I pour it in
Yeah,
there?
Yeah,
you can pour it right
absolutely.
in there. Just cover the eggs and everything with it.
All right.
Then we'll put a cap on it, and then again we'll just put it in the fridge. It takes a few days for the beet color to really permeate the eggs. So
Where
if
did you guys get your recipe?
We kind of researched.
Secret.
We wanted
It was a
traditional
secret.
old school recipes, and then we just added the eggs to it. You know, this is our traditional way we pickle our beets. You know, since we are in Western Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of Eastern European, Central European roots here, and a lot of those have their own pickling traditions. Pickled eggs, that is a German tradition. We try to do a more traditional, you know, like the old school version of pickling.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
The Pickled Chef pickles, well, lots of things. Tomatoes, jardiniere. Those are good. They make pickles, of course, 8 different kinds. And you can find their products all over Western PA. They also make one more thing. Can I make this sauerkraut?
Yeah, go for it.
And you can talk me through it?
Yeah, definitely.
Turns out, sauerkraut can be pretty simple. Just cut up the cabbage and add kosher salt.
So now you want to massage the cabbage. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to force the water out to create a brine.
Massage the cabbage.
Yes.
I'm just really squeezing it.
Do it.
How long does this go on for?
Just a couple minutes, yeah.
I mean, if the little Eastern European grandmas can do it, you can totally do it.
Next, get it into a jar.
Under the brine, everything's fine. So as long as you've got a brine covering it.
And then keep stuffing. Now it's like a challenge. I want to see how much I can get in there. And then you let it ferment.
So here's the horseradish stillkraut. This is one of our more popular ones.
Is this one just for me? I'm not going to share.
Yeah, you can go for it.
And this was in your basement for the last 8 weeks?
Pretty much, yeah.
Horseradish and dill.
Yep.
Did you personally massage this?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
So it's dill from our garden, local horseradish, grated up in there, and then the cabbage is local as well.
That's delicious. This is like a New Year's tradition in my family.
Yeah, it's very traditional to have sauerkraut. It's sort of a good luck thing.
Yeah.
But every culture has its own fermented item.
Yeah.
And ours is definitely sauerkraut. And
You guys must have the best luck of all then.
right, it keeps all those good probiotics, which is great for your gut health.
I feel like this should be Pennsylvania superfood.
Yeah.
Pretty much is, yeah.
Everybody's trying to bring that back. Big thing now is the Picklesburg event. Are you familiar with
I've heard about it. I've seen the giant pickle on the bridge.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh pickles, that's what we were known for here in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And now they started bringing it back.
One of our first big things was we made a tomato jam, so we'd have something put on our hamburgers in the winter.
Yeah.
That became part of our grilled cheese, and our grilled cheese became part of who the Pickled Chef was, and that's sort of what we're known for at Picklesburg is our great pickles and our grilled cheese sandwiches.
This is all delicious. I'll
Thanks.
certainly be looking for this stuff on the shelves.
Excellent.
And I'll see you guys at Picklesburg.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
All right.
Enjoy your
I'm
sauerkraut.
going to take this one on the road.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. I could spend all day tasting the pickled possibilities. But I had to head down to Hershey because I had a date with sauerkraut's spicy Korean cousin. Joyce, how are you?
Hey Steve, how are you?
What's happening? I've heard you're the best Korean cook in town.
I am. So, what would you like to try today?
I'm down for some recommendations, whatever you think's the best.
Are you trusting me on what to get?
Of course I am.
Okay.
I should, right?
Yeah, you should.
You
So,
are the kimchi girl after all.
Yeah, so I'm going to do some kabi, which is Korean style short ribs. It's actually beef short ribs, sliced a little different.
Okay.
The short ribs are actually sliced this way. Sometimes it's referred to Korean style. I make a homemade marinade for it. Then I put over sticky white rice. I make kimchi, and my kimchi is actually a vegan kimchi. It's medium spicy. Have you had kimchi before?
I'm gonna say no.
I think an easy way to explain it, it's like a spicier sister of sauerkraut. Napa cabbage kimchi is the most popular, but there's actually over 200 varieties of kimchi.
Is this like a secret family recipe?
Of course it is.
How did you learn how to do this?
My parents, I'm the youngest of 5 kids.
Okay.
So we used to grow all the vegetables and harvest it. And then we would make hundreds and hundreds of pounds of kimchi.
Here in Pennsylvania?
Here in Pennsylvania. My dad immigrated in 1971.
Okay.
And then was able to bring my mom and my 2 sisters.
The Hershey.
So, actually, no, we grew up in New Cumberland and then we moved to Camp Hill.
Okay.
But right here in South Central PA is where I grew up.
Okay.
When I got older and my mom passed away, I really missed the kimchi my mom made, but I didn't know the exact proportions.
Okay.
So my dad, who's at the time was 85, he wound up teaching us how to make kimchi again.
Oh, nice.
And we made a couple 100 pounds of kimchi.
Was that for your business or is that just for the family?
No, that was just for family. That's the only way my dad knew how to make it was
Wow.
hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So I had 2 refrigerators just full of
full of
kimchi.
kimchi.
I had all this kimchi, and then everybody went crazy about, you make kimchi, Joyce? I go, well, yeah. And then that's where it all started.
Now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Kimchee Girl is one of the dozens of options at the fresh market. With 2 floors of vendors and endless smells, it's a great place to pick up some staples, have a treat, or just grab a bite. And lucky for me, I've already placed my order. Wow, that looks amazing.
So this is what you're gonna get today.
I'm gonna eat
Is
this
that-
right now.
Can I have a fork and a knife?
Is that the proper way to eat this? Is a fork and a knife?
Do you know how to use a chopstick?
Of course.
Okay. Oh, can I have a chopstick?
Forks and knives. Let's do things authentically. All right. All right, maybe I'm more of a fork and knife guy after all. Now, this is some kimchi here, right?
That's your kimchi.
Wow,
You like it?
that's really nice.
Thank you.
That's fresh. Like,
Really fresh.
when do we
So,
get to make this kimchi?
It's a little small one here. And
Okay.
you're a little tall. So let's take you somewhere else and I'll show you how to make kimchi. You ready?
All right, yeah.
Okay,
Somewhere else?
perfect. Yep.
Let's go.
Thank you. So right now you're going to be with the magic of television,
Okay.
and we have the kimchi ready
Look at
for
that.
you. So the real secret about kimchi though are these pink gloves.
Okay.
So Napa cabbage is actually your most common kimchi. What we're going to do is take it like this and slice.
Television really is magical because Joyce sliced different cabbage and then covered it in sea salt to brine overnight yesterday.
So we're going to take it. We're going to try to, it's called jaw, where you kind of squeeze out a little
Jaw?
bit. Jaw. You're going to take out the excess water a little bit.
Jar.
Jaw.
I call it wringing it out.
Wringing it out. But you want to be still gentle with it.
Therefore, I'm jarring.
Yeah.
Okay, time for a crash course in kimchi. First, cut the brine cabbage into bite-sized pieces, and then add garlic.
Our garlic, like I said, we have it all peeled.
Oh, isn't that nice? Well, who
So-
needs this?
Who needs that? Nobody needs that.
That's garlic. Then add ginger, green onion, and a little bit of sugar. And the most important part, Korean pepper.
So you want to make sure that all the ingredients are covered with the Korean pepper, a little bit of sugar, and the salt from the cabbage. So then what happens next is we bottle it and we let it sit and ferment.
For
But
how long?
again, that's part of my little recipe. That's part of my family secret.
So what brought your parents to Pennsylvania?
My aunt, she married an American GI.
Okay.
So she talked about how great America was. So my dad came and moved to America first.
He came and got set up and
He
then
got
sent
set
for you all.
up and then sent for everybody except me because I was born here.
Well, it's wonderful you're carrying on their tradition of
Yeah.
feeding the family and,
Yeah,
and
so-
the rest of us.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, making kimchi is really a way to keep my mom alive.
Yeah,
Because I miss my mom every day.
of course.
So it's really wonderful.
So you're honoring her memory by
It's really wonderful to hear that people really enjoy the food. I was very lucky that my father's still alive at 86, that he can still help me and make the kimchi.
Totally.
So,
And we're
so
lucky
yeah.
that you decided to carry on the tradition.
I'm really basically humbled that so many people love kimchi and love my Korean food. that I
Yeah, well,
make.
they love it because it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh, thank you.
And you've made it, and your mother made it before you.
Yeah.
And then we all get to enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
We're very lucky to have you in Pennsylvania.
I know. So basically, it's like this 3,000-year-old recipe that's now going to be a 3,000-year-old Pennsylvania recipe.
Totally. Pennsylvania has a rich food history, made stronger by our continued traditions, as well as dishes and flavors brought here from around the world. Our food is our passion, our history, and a connection to family. And it's a story that continues to be told because PA is a place where the people and the food they love come together.